talk to me about those disappointing Cleveland Browns.
Man, just like you had Baltimore way up, I had Cleveland at 12
Super Bowl, sir.
I had them at 12-5. They finished at 8-9.
Yep.
I mean, it was a nasty fall from grace. They were 11-5 a season before, finished at 8-9. Traded OBJ, blamed him for all of Baker Mayfield's shortcomings, and then OBJ went and got a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
So, I mean, they lost nearly every close game they played this season. I mean, the Cleveland Browns had a lot of tight football games, and they lost all of them.
Yep.
They were the good teams. I mean, if they could actually get over the hump, they could have had a good season. Overall, I'm giving Cleveland an F for the season. And it was a complete fail.
Yeah.
From 11-5, going to the divisional round, being in a knockout drag-out game where they had a legitimate gripe about a no call that could have propelled them to the AFC Championship, to this nonsense.
A no call between them and Kansas City?
Yeah. I mean,
What
remember,
was
it
it
could have
again?
been a helmet at the goal line.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Like,
Browns culture was turned up in that moment.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about there.
yes, I mean, it was a touchy play. I mean, you saw it in the replay, but the ref couldn't see that in real time.
Right.
So, I mean, it was what it was. But you felt like coming off of that would have been enough to propel them into an inspired season for the Cleveland Browns. I thought the Browns would be the Bengals this year. Like, they have a better roster than the Bengals.
Right.
The only thing that the Cleveland Browns need is a quarterback.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield is single-handedly holding them back. They've got the wide receivers. They've got the tight ends. They probably have the best running back room in the entire NFL. I mean, it's insane. They've got Myles Garrett out there. He's dunking on people in the celebrity game. He's also sacking a quarterback like it's going out of style. The Browns have a really good defense. They have everything on offense. They're just simply missing a quarterback. Like, Baker Mayfield cannot make the plays.
Yeah.
It's very apparent that it's him. They complained about OBJ. He left. He balled.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't OBJ. Baker has some type of other mental block. I don't know if he can't handle the stardom of OBJ. Jarvis Landry is now ready to get out of there because he doesn't want to play with him. If they can move off of Baker Mayfield and bring in at least a consistent quarterback, they'll at the very least be in the playoffs. I mean, they could go to the playoffs if they had Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They just need something stable. I mean, Baker is not it. Like, I gave him all the credit last season, and as he came for the season before, as he walked into this season and showed us week in and week out, when they put the game in his hands, something always happens. Be like, oh, well, he got sacked. Well, I mean, the play was there. He never makes the play.
Yeah.
He can't make the throw.
Nope.
More times than none, he throws an interception in those big moments. He is holding that team back.
Yep.
So they get an F because of Baker.
Whew, an F. Coming down hard on the Cleveland, Ohio football natives, man. That's definitely, well, hell, you got Cincinnati and you got Cleveland, right? Choose who you want to root for. All right. In terms of the preseason talks that I had for Cleveland here, I did mention that Baker will continue to be a major question for the franchise, which realistically I feel like he was. You know, again, the hype for Baker was absolutely ridiculous because this man literally played, I'm not even going to say well. People determined it as well because he finally played good up to the moment in about an 8 to 10 game stretch, and everyone was like, oh my God, pay Baker. He's the franchise. Look, all you guys were wrong. This is why he's the number one pick. Absolutely not, because you come back. Notice Cleveland did not pick up that option for his rookie deal, so they clearly want him to prove it right here in the NFL. And I feel like when you only amount to 8 wins, that is going to be a major question for your franchise. I also did mention that Baker would play a little bit better than last year, which unfortunately he did not. I was very wrong on that. And of course, the fans wanted a Super Bowl run this year after winning 11 games, after winning all of 5 or 6 games in the last, 3 or 4 previous seasons. And I mean, you even mentioned it, like, look, I'm taking Cleveland to go to the Super Bowl. And I thought that was a little bit of an outlandish stretch there, but you had a good claim. Cleveland had a lot of materials that you wanted in a Super Bowl winning team. And considering some of the success that we've seen in the previous Super Bowls, I couldn't doubt you for that pick there. Now, I did have them going 10-7. In resorts to Cleveland, though, I had to give them a C-, and I understand that you're giving them an F here. But again, with what I just said, let's not act like that Cleveland didn't win 5 to 6 games, in a compilation of, 3 to 4 seasons before finally, obviously Freddie Kitchens was a bust, but before Stefanski came in and finally turned it around. Double-digit win team, we've heard all about it with the Browns. When you are essentially bad for so long and you hit 1 year of greatness, the same reason I cannot put Matthew Stafford in the Hall of Fame. Talented, right? But 1 year of greatness doesn't automatically punch your ticket into being good overall, right? Same thing for the Cleveland Browns. You had, 15, 20 years of being the meme of the NFL, just horrible outcomes, right? Nobody believed in the Cleveland Browns. Just because you go from 11-8 isn't enough for me to give them a failing grade for the season, so I am going to have to stick at a C- in that aspect. And Fees, I'm right there with you, man. The Cleveland Browns 100% need a quarterback at this moment. This is probably Baker's last year. Let's just call it how it is. I don't think that Baker Mayfield has that, potential of a ceiling to be only a backup quarterback in the NFL, because, I mean, there's no doubting that he clearly played well for 8 to 10 games, of last season, but that wasn't enough for me again to buy in on him as a franchise guy, or, he deserves $30 million. Okay, if he gets that, it's only because of the market, but Baker Mayfield's not worth a penny, not even a dime, a penny above $25 million to me, for what he showed me in the major moments for the franchise, for the clutch moments that he's needed to be there, and he hasn't been. So I am going to have to say that. And I know the Browns fans, look, y'all are going to be all over me. Go ahead and hop in the comments, subscribe to the page, tell me about it on Facebook, whatever it may be. I know y'all are going to blast the show for saying that Baker Mayfield needs to be he's essentially the problem. He's been holding the Browns back for a while. I'm going to stick with the quarterback there as the biggest need.